Welcome back to LSAT Games. I've got a special video for you today. I've got a special video for you every day that I post videos. All my videos are special, but this one is special because it's a viewer request. I love viewer requests. And a few months ago, a year ago, I don't know, a while ago, I recorded myself completing a full game section, start to finish, with the 35-minute timer going, and several people liked that. And so it was requested that I do that again, and that is what I have for you today. I'm going to do the full games section, trying to get it done in less than 35 minutes from PrepTest 47. So that's what is displayed on the screen behind me right now. PrepTest 47, start to finish. I can't think of what else I want to say before the video. Maybe I'll say something at the end of the video, but here we go. Let's get this done. I should have the timer going above me now. Yeah, okay, timer's going. Questions 1 through 5, exactly 7 products. P, Q, R, S, T, W, and X. So first of all, let's get our elements down. P, Q, R, S, T, W, and X are each to be advertised exactly once in a section of a catalog. The order in which they will be displayed is governed by the following conditions. So, seems like a basic one-to-one order game. Love that kind of game to begin a section. Let's jot a diagram down. We need spaces for 7 elements, putting them in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And our clues, let's go ahead and symbolize our clues. Q must be displayed sometime before W. R must be displayed immediately before X, so we have a block clue there. T cannot be displayed before or after W, so I'm just going to set that up both directions. I don't want to worry about order just yet. S must be displayed either first or 7th. Let's get that right on the diagram. And same thing, either Q or T must be displayed 4th. So let's put that right on the diagram. For deductions, some classic order deductions, Q dot 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 W means there's no way W is ever first. No way Q is ever last. We can do the same thing with our block clue. There's no way X is first. There's no way R is last. And for that matter, I can see here Rx in 3 and 4 would not be possible. Or for that matter, Rx in 4 and 5 would not be possible because of the QT rule. So there's no way R goes 3rd, and there's no way X goes 5th. I do see, like, if T is 4th, then I could not put W 5th, but T doesn't have to go 4th. So I don't really want to make that a deduction. I think I'm just going to jump into the questions. Starting with number 2, I see a specific question. I see if. Oh, that's going to annoy me. Sorry. Normally this would get cut out, but not today. If X is immediately displayed before Q, so obviously that actually gives us a 3 block, RXQ. Which one of the following could be true? And of course, Q is also sometime before W. I think what I'm going to try is just to immediately go to this QT clue and see what happens. Because obviously if it is Q, then I know where R and X go. I know W has to be sometime later, but I don't necessarily know where. I know I can't put T and W next to each other. Okay, actually there doesn't seem much else there. Now if T is 4th, that's a little bit more interesting. I can't put the RXQ block 5, 6, 7 because then there'd be no room for W. So I know for sure if T is 4th, it's got to be RXQ in 1, 2, 3. That would mean it has to be S going 7th. And then, of course, W can't be next to T. So there's one possibility. The question said what could be true. Do I want to jump into choices just yet? Maybe not just yet. What else is possible? I could have S first or last. W has to go somewhere later. It can't be next to T. P goes somewhere in there. Okay, actually, never mind. I am going to go into the choices. This is not feeling helpful. What could be true? T is first. Well, I mean, if we put T here, then P and W just go in some order, 5 and 6. Is that breaking any rules? T is not next to W, Q is before W, R is blocked before X, Q is fourth, S is seventh. I think that's fine. Number 2 is A. It's always hard on the very first question. Could be true to immediately go with A. Resist the temptation to check. We're being timed, right? My gosh, 5 minutes already. Jumping ahead to number 3. If P is displayed second, which one of the following could be displayed third? Well, P is our least restricted element. We don't have any clues or deductions about P. I think I'm going to try the same thing. I'm going to put Q fourth or T fourth and just kind of see what happens if I do that. Of course, I need the RX block to go somewhere. Has to be 5, 6, 7. And at least when Q is fourth, W has to be back there as well. Now, I don't think I know the order. It could be RXW or WRX. But either way, for sure, S ends up going first and T ends up going third. That looks okay to me. If it's just RX and something, what can I say about the other scenario with T going fourth? I have to have either RX in 5, 6 or RX in 6, 7. And I was going to say I couldn't put S back there, but I could imagine a scenario like S goes here, Q goes first, W goes third. That's totally possible. So, I don't know. Maybe I should jump to what could be third. Oh, T. We've already got that. Answer choice C. Very good. Okay. Number 5, our next specific question says if R is 6th, which one of the following must be displayed 5th? Well, X clearly has to follow up R, which means S is going to have to go first. And then it's either Q or T going 4th. If it's T going 4th, though, W would have to be spaced away from T, and that's a problem because W is supposed to follow Q. So actually that can't work. Q has to be 4th, which means W has to follow in slot 5, and that's what the question said, right? What must be displayed 5th? Answer choice B. We've got 2 general questions. Number 1, which one of the following cannot be the product that is displayed first? Well, we actually have 2 deductions. Neither X nor W can go, and X is an answer choice. So number 1 is E. And number 4, which one of the following could be true? Q is displayed 5th. I've never seen it, and I don't know. Like, it wouldn't have been possible on number 3 because we have to have W back there. So I don't know about that. I'm not going to do anything with that just yet. B, Q is displayed 7th. Well, that's a deduction. That's impossible. So we can get rid of B for sure. R is displayed 3rd. That's a deduction. That's impossible. W is displayed 3rd. Again, I've never seen it, but I'm going to leave D for now. X is displayed 5th. Not possible. That was a deduction. Okay, best thing to do in this situation, we've got 2 answer choices. It's a could be true. Let's just try out A. If it works, A is the answer. If it doesn't work, then the other one is the answer, D, I guess. If Q goes 5th, T goes 4th, and W has to be sometime later, which means I can't put the RX block over here. But otherwise, I can just kind of make this work any way I want. I could see S, R, X, T, Q, W, P. That seems fine, right? W's after Q, R and X are blocked, T's not next to W, S is first, Q, T. Yeah, that's fine. So number 4 is A. Okay, not so bad. Moving on. We've got game 2, questions 6 through 11. Again, this is prep test 47. A lighting control panel has exactly 7 switches numbered 1 to 7. That's a little weird. Each switch is either in the on position or in the off position. Okay, so right away I'm thinking this is actually an in and out game where the switches are either on or off. Let's move that down a little bit. The circuit load of the panel is the total number of its switches that are on. Okay. The control panel must be configured in accordance with the following conditions. If switch 1 is on, okay. So again, this kind of confirms for me when I'm seeing conditional clues, I'm thinking in and out game. And I guess that means that my elements are just the numbered switches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then for the clues, if switch 1 is on, then switch 2... No, if switch 1 is on, then switch 3 and switch 5 are off. When and follows the arrow, that is splittable. So I can actually separate this out. If switch 1 is on, then for sure 3 is off. I don't need to think about 5. If switch 1 is on, then for sure 5 is off. I don't need to think about 3. And then the contrapositives would be if 3 is on, 1 is off. If 5 is on, 1 is off. Next clue, if switch 4 is on, then switches 2 and 5 are off. Okay, exactly the same thing. This is splittable. If 4 is on, 2 is off. If 4 is on, 5 is off. I don't have to think about those together. And if 2 is on, that must mean 4 is off. If 5 is on, that must mean 4 is off. This gives me a bunch of, I can't remember what I call them, flippy floppies. Like, it can't be the case that both 1 and 3 are on. So for sure, one of the two of them is off. And every single clue works this way so far anyway. 2 and 4, 4 and 5. Now, the only thing I'll say is because we do see a bunch of overlap, those 4 spaces don't necessarily represent for sure 4 switches that are off. Like right now, if 1 and 4 are off, that would just be 2 switches, but that would satisfy all 4 of those little flippy floppies. But anyway, I do want those flippy floppies out there on the off side. The switch whose number corresponds to the circuit load of the panel is itself on. So I guess this means like, it said the circuit load was the number of switches, which maybe I should write down. Circuit load equals number of switches. And what this clue is saying is that if the circuit load of the panel is 3, then, 1, 2, 3, 3 would have to be one of the switches that are on. So it's not that any switch that's on corresponds to the circuit load, but if the circuit load is blank number, that numbered switch is on. So that's kind of a weird clue, but okay. Number 6, kind of a pick a clue style question. Which one of the following could be a complete and accurate list of the switches that are on? Okay, complete and accurate. Well, we know, for example, if 1 is on, 3 and 5 are off, so D and E are out right away. If 4 is on, 2 is supposed to be off, so A is out. And then between B and C, one thing that might be happening here is we need to think about the switches that are off, but actually I can tell it's the whole circuit load thing. On B, for example, there are 3 switches that are on, which means the circuit load of the panel is 3, which means switch 3 itself needs to be on, which it is. On C, on the other hand, you can see 3 switches, and switch 3 is not one of the ones that's on, so that's why C can't possibly be the right answer. Number 7, specific question. If switch 1 and switch 3 are both off, which one of the following could be the 2 switches that are both on? Not the 2. Could be 2 switches that are both on. Well, unfortunately, if 1 and 3 are off, that doesn't tell me much other than the circuit load of the panel cannot be 1 or 3. But all of these clues start with switches that are on, so I can't go backwards and say what that means. I think that means I just have to try it out. So like 7A, could 2 and 7 be on? Well, one way to make that work would be to just put everything else off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because then I've got switch 2 on and my circuit load is 2, so that's good. And it doesn't say anything about switch 7 having to be on or off for any particular reason. So again, it's so uncomfortable to pick A on questions like this, but I really do think that must be right. So I'm going to stick with A and move on. Number 8, if exactly 2 switches are on, so right away I can tell that means switch 2 has to be one of them, which must be off. Well, if 2 is on, 4 is off. And I don't know. What else do we know if 2 is on? Oh, it doesn't matter. 4 must be off. 8 is B. Okay, very good. Number 9, if 6 and 7 are both off, what is the maximum circuit load of the panel? Well, for sure I can get 2, because you can imagine 6 and 7 having been 2 of the off switches on number 8. So it's definitely not 1. And it can't possibly be 5, because basically you'll notice 6 and 7 aren't in these flippy floppies at all. And so even if I account for like the minimum, the other switches that cause a problem, so to speak, I don't see how I get any more than 3 on. Because I think the least number of switches that can account for these spaces are 2. That is 2 switches, 1 and 4. Yeah, I think that's the smallest number, so that's going to be C. I can put everything else on, though, right? 2, 3, 5. Is there any problem there? If 5 is on, 1 is off, that's fine. If 2 is on, 4 is off, that's fine. If 3 is on, 1 is off. Yeah, that's all fine. Number 10, if switches 5 and 6 are both on, which one of the following switches must also be on? If 5 is on, 4 is off, and 1 is off, could I put everything else in and have switch 5 be the circuit load switch? That would mean 2, 3, and 7 are in, right? Is that a problem for any reason? No. So 5 could be the circuit load switch, but I could also imagine a scenario where 2 and 7 are off and 3 is the circuit load switch. I don't think there's anything else that's possible, though, since 1 and 4 are out. So 3 is the only one that's on that list twice. So 3 has to be on no matter what. Yeah. What's the maximum circuit load of the panel? Well, we've already seen up to 5, because a second ago, if we had turned 2 and 7 on, that would have been fine. And again, these little flippy floppies have to account for at least 2 switches, so there's no way it's any more than 5. So by process of elimination, it has to be C. Okay, game 3. We're running all right on time. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. In Crescentville, there are exactly 5 record stores whose names are abbreviated, S, T, V, X, and Z. Each of the 5 stores carries at least one of 4 distinct types of music: folk, jazz, opera, and rock. None of the stores carries any other type of music. The following conditions must hold. Exactly 2 of the 5 stores carry jazz. Okay, so this is a grouping game, but here's what I'm thinking through. And this happens with grouping games where you don't necessarily know the sizes of the groups. Do I want the stores at the top of my diagram, or do I want the types of music at the top of my diagram? And then, of course, the other one would be the elements. Normally, the whatever's abbreviated would be our elements, but as I'm looking at these questions, it's all about which types of music are in what store, or like, oh my gosh, I lost my light. Should I keep going? Will you hate me if I'm just shrouded in darkness? I'm going to keep going. Maybe I can plug it in. Oh, I can't reach. Come on. All right, maybe he'll come back in a little bit. We'll see. I think the best thing to do here, since they're talking about what types of music are in what stores, is to put the stores, S, T, V, X, and Z, at the top of our diagram, and then let the music be the elements. So F, J, O, and R will be the elements in that case. Exactly 2 of the 5 stores carry jazz, so that means jazz is going to go twice. T carries rock and opera, but no other type of music. So this makes me feel good about how we're setting it up, because I can just put that right on the diagram. T carries rock and opera. S carries more types of music than T carries. Now, anytime you're setting things up with numerical symbols, that's a little bit weird. That's a little iffy. Really what I want to think right now is S has to have at least 3 types of music, but maybe more. So I might even put like 4 comma 3 is greater than 2. Next clue says X carries more types of music than any other store in Crescentville. Okay, perfect. So this is not 4 anymore. S has to be 3 because X carries more than anything else, which means it's going to carry all 4. So I can go ahead and put all 4 in there. And that also tells me that one of my J's has been used. I only have one more jazz to distribute. Jazz is among the types of music S carries, and there it is. Jazz is done, right? So I've placed the only 2 jazz that I have. V does not carry any type of music that Z carries. Well, jazz was already done, so I only have 3 more types of music I can use. And if V and Z can't overlap, but again, it said each of the 5 stories carries at least one of the types of music, that means that at most I have 2 spots in V or Z, but no more. So I might even put that right here. V or Z are less than or equal to 2. Though again, I don't love mathematical type symbols. Can I say what kinds of music they are? I mean, they're not jazz, so I guess I might jot that down. Not jazz, but otherwise I don't think I know. So I think I'm going to jump into the questions. We don't have a pick a clue style question, but 14 is our first specific question. If exactly 3 of the stores carry, folk, which of the following could be true? Well, T is done. T can't carry anymore. And I've used folk once already in X, which also can't carry anymore. So to get 2 more folk in there, S is going to have to carry folk, and then one of V or Z, though I don't know which one will be the other store that carries folk music. Either O or R could fill out that 3rd space in S, and then either O or R could fill out V and Z just so long as there's no overlap. What could be true? S and V carry exactly 2 types of music in common. Could be true. Well, they could have folk in common, and then they could have like opera or something in common. Yeah, that seems like it should work. Again, I feel like this section is testing me with these could be true answers that are A. I'm going to quickly check. I don't want to get this wrong. T and S carry exactly 2. Not possible because S can only have one of O or R. T and V carry exactly 2. It can't be 2 because, wait, couldn't it be? If this was O and R and this was F, T and V carry exactly 2 types of music in common? I feel like that's fine. What am I missing? Okay, now we need to investigate. V and X carry exactly 2 types of music in common. Yeah, that seems possible too. Something's gone wrong. V and X carry exactly 2 types of music in common. Well, if V carries 2 types of music, that's totally possible. Oh, gosh. It would help to read the question correctly if folk is used once, not 3 times. So folk is used once, folk is done, which means actually J has to be filled up by O or R, and since I'm done with S has to be filled out with both O and R. Since I'm done with J and F now, V and Z simply alternate between O and R. There we go. S and V carry exactly 2 types of music in common. Not possible now because V can't carry 2 types of music. T and S carry exactly 2 types of music in common. Not possible because they only have... Hold on. Yes, possible. T and S carry exactly 2 types. O and R, right? Yeah, actually, there we go. That's true. Now, because there's been some weird stuff here, I am going to check quickly. T and V carry exactly 2 types. Nope, V can't have 2 types. V can't have 2 types. Z can't have 2 types. Okay, we're into it. There we go. We fixed it. Let's keep going. Number 16, if V is one of exactly 3 stores that carry rock. Rock equals 3. Did I read that correctly? 3. Yes, okay. Which of the following must be true? Well, let's bring down what we know. We always know about J. We always know about O and R. We always know about all 4 for X. Rock is already being used twice, and V is one of 3 stores that carry rock. So O and F have to fill out S. And then one of O or F is definitely Z, and maybe also V, but it doesn't have to be. In fact, they could both be in Z. I just have to have rock in V. What must be true? S and Z carry no types of music in common. That does not have to be true. S and V carry at least one type of music. Only rock has to be in V, and S can't carry rock right now, so that doesn't have to be true. S and Z carry at least one type of music in common. Yes, should be C because of OF. I'm going to keep checking. T and Z carry at least one type of music in common. No, because it could be F and Z, not O. T and V carry at least 2 types. That's too many. Okay. Number 17. If S and V both carry folk, which one of the following could be true? Okay, so J blank blank R O F J O R, and S and V both carry folk music. What could be true? Well, obviously one of O or R is going to have to be in Z, though we don't know which one. And again, could be both of them, or they could alternate in V. And then for sure one of O or R fills out S. What could be true? S and T carry no types of music in common? Well, it's not possible because one of these two is going to be rock or opera. S and Z carry no types of music in common. I think that's possible, actually. Because you could imagine a scenario like J, F, O in S and then only R in Z. And that would be fine. Yeah, so I'm going to go with B there. And we're running a little short on time, so I'm going to jump ahead to the general questions. Could be a miss. We'll see. Which one of the following could be true? S carries folk and rock, but neither jazz nor opera? No, because S carries 3 things. T carries jazz, but neither No, T can't ever carry jazz. V carries folk, rock, and opera. That's way too many things for V. V was maxed out at 2 items. X carries F, R, J, but not O. Nope. X has to carry all 4, so that's E. Number 13, another general question. Which one of the following could be true? S, V, and Z all carry folk. V and Z never have anything in common. Get rid of A. S, X, and Z all carry jazz. That's too many jazz. Cross off B. Of the 5 stores, only S and V carry jazz? Nope, because X has to carry jazz. Of the 5 stores, only T and X carry rock? That seems possible. Of the 5 stores, only S, T, and V carry opera? No, because X always carries opera, so that's D. And number 15, which one of the following must be true? T carries exactly the same number of types of music as V. That does not have to be true. V carries exactly the same number of types of music as Z. Does not have to be true. S carries at least one more type of music than Z. Yes, S is 3, Z is at most 2, so that has to be true. Okay, last game, 18 through 22. Little short on time, 7 minutes. Let's do the best we can. Maggie's Deli is open exactly 5 days every week, Monday through Friday. So order game, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I bet my explanations are getting sparser and sparser as the game goes on. Its staff, each of whom works on at least 1 day each week, consists of exactly 6 people. So not a one-to-one order game, but should still be an order game. J, K, N, O, P, and S. And exactly 3 of them are supervisors. Okay, so supervisors, we've got J, N, and P. And then, the other people would be K, O, and S. And the Deli staffing is consistent with the following. Each day's staff consists of exactly 2 people, at least one of whom is a supervisor. All right, so this is a little nicer. We've got a 2-dimensional setup here where a supervisor, that is one of J, N, or P, is going to have to go in the top slot, and then either not a supervisor or someone else goes in the bottom slot. Oh, should I bring my light back? You on now? Yay. Tuesday and Wednesday's staffs both include Ophelia. Very good. Of the days Nan works each week, at least 2 are consecutive. So we have to have an NN block somewhere. Seymour does not work on any day before the first day Paul works. So this is kind of a weird clue. We can't say P is before S for sure, because you could imagine a scenario where P is the supervisor on Monday and then S goes that same day. S just can't be before Paul's first day. And then any day on which Kevin works is the first day during the week that some other staff member works. So whenever we see Kevin, the other person, that's their first day to work that week. Unfortunately, I don't have any traditional like block clues or ... clues to use for deductions. I guess we could say for sure like K doesn't work on Wednesday, but we know that already because it has to be a supervisor with Ophelia those days. Oh gosh, so I'm not really seeing any deductions. I'm just going to jump into the questions. 18, fortunately, is a pick a clue style question. Which one of the following could be an accurate list? I'm gonna save the supervisor clue because that seems harder to look for. But Tuesday and Wednesday both include Ophelia, so A is out because there's no Ophelia on Wednesday. B is good, C is good, D is good, E is good. Okay. Nan has to be consecutive somewhere. So I see Nan on B, Nan on C, Nan on D, but no Nan on E. So E is out. Seymour is not before Paul's first day. So B is actually a great example of what I was talking about. That's totally possible. But C is okay. D is not okay. We've got Seymour on Thursday and Paul goes first Friday. So that's out. Any day on which Kevin works is the first day during that week that some other staff member works. And I see B as a problem. I've got Kevin with Nan on Thursday, but Nan already went on Wednesday. So 18 has to be C. We're going to make it. We are going to make it. Number 19. If Kevin and Paul work Thursday, so Paul's the supervisor who must work Friday. Well, that means that's Paul's first day, and so Seymour has to go Friday, and so 19 is E. And then no more specific questions. Maybe we're not going to make it. 20 must be false. We need to cross off what could be true. Each of the following could be true except Janice works Janice works Monday and Tuesday. That seems fine. Sure. Why not? Oh, man. Kevin and Paul work Friday. That's a problem. If Kevin is on Friday with Paul, that's Paul's first day, and now there's no room for Seymour, so that is not possible. Okay. Feeling a little better. I can breathe. 2 minutes for 2 more questions. Number 21, which one of the following cannot be the pair of staff that works Monday? The big thing is like Seymour, right? Seymour could definitely go with Paul, but can't go with someone else because then he's before Paul's first day. So 21 is A. And 22, which one of the following could be true? Nan works Wednesday and Friday only? No, because then she never is back-to-back. Seymour works Monday and Paul works Tuesday? Tricky. It seems like this should not be possible. But remember, you could have Seymour on Monday with Paul with Ophelia on Tuesday, and then some other arrangement, Nan, Janice, I don't know, K. Oh, I don't really think... Oh, wait, that couldn't be K, because K has to be with the person's first day, but you could easily see something like that. So actually, no, that seems fine. Kevin works Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? That does not seem possible. Kevin can't go on Wednesday with Ophelia, because then there's no supervisor that day. Plus, that's not Ophelia's first day anyway, so that's no good. Nan works Friday. Nan works Wednesday with Ophelia and Thursday with Kevin. That's not possible, because then it's not Nan's first day when she's on Thursday with Kevin. Ophelia and Kevin work Tuesday. Oh no, something went wrong. If Ophelia and Kevin are on Tuesday, there's no supervisor that day. What did we miss? What did we not understand? 24 seconds. Nan works Wednesday and Friday only. For sure not possible. Seymour works Monday and Paul... Oh, wait. Could be true. That could be true. Yes! 10 seconds left. B. I shouldn't celebrate prematurely. We could have missed something. Okay. 1E, 2A, 3C, 4A, 5B, cab, bab, k, EDB, CCB. Oh, that feels like a lot of C's all of a sudden. CEBAB. I commit to you now, even if I missed a question, I am going to post this video. But I really hope I didn't miss a question. Okay, this was prep test 47. I don't remember what section this was. All right, section 3. Here we go. E. Are you kidding me? No. Wait, what did I do? I told you I would post it. Somehow I missed 5. Why did I circle B? If R is displayed 6th, what must be displayed 5th? Q? Wait, that's the wrong question. W. Why did I circle B? Oh, that is so frustrating. E, A, C, A. B. Oh, come on. B, A, B, triple C. E, D, B, C, C, B, C, E, B, A. B. My goodness. I don't know how to feel about that. I know I said I would post the video anyway, but I really don't want to. Why did I miss that? So the answer is D to number 5 over here. First game, order game. If R is displayed 6th, what must be displayed 5th? We did our work. I have W 5th. Why did I say it was B? I'm going to go back in the video. Did I just circle the wrong thing? And, before I get all happy about my celebration, you also have to, click on the answers now that it's on your computer screen. Used to be that you had to bubble in the answers. Now, to be fair to me, you also don't explain everything you do when you take the real test. So I think I probably would have had a little extra time. But I also missed a question. If you get W in your diagram, don't circle Q, circle W. But okay, here's what's fun about this. I know that when y'all are watching the first game, you're going to see that and immediately think, oh no, don't do that, Tim. And you're going to be thinking, Tim, you said it was W. Why are you circling B? That's how it goes sometimes. There you have it, a full game section, prep test 47. I hope that was helpful. Put your requests down in the comments, and I will see y'all next time.